Every airplane creates a wake of turbulent air as it takes off. This trail of air is known as wake turbulence, and it is a swirling pattern of air. Wake turbulence is created when an airplane moves through the air and leaves behind two counter-rotating vortices trailing from its wingtips. This forms pockets of unstable air and may be extremely dangerous for aircraft that are in close proximity. One tragic example is American Airlines Flight 587 in 2001. During takeoff, it experienced wake turbulence left behind by a Japanese jumbo jet. The unexpected and intense air currents led to severe turbulence and eventual loss of control of the airplane. The pilots were unable to regain control, and Flight 587 crashed into the fields of Rockaway.
Planes fly by generating lift in their wings. When the plane speeds up due to thrust, the wings move into the air, and the air is split into flows that go above and below the wing, making the airflow look something like this. It is assumed the air speeds are faster above the wing than below it. According to Bernoulli's principle, this causes the air pressure above the wing to be lower than below the wing, and thus an upwards pressure gradient is formed. This acts on the bottom surface of the wing, resulting in a net force upwards. The reason the air flowing above the wing is faster is due to the geometry of the wing, where typical airfoils have a camber. The camber causes the upper surface of the wing to have a greater curvature than the lower surface. This forces air above the wing to bend around a steeper curvature, subjecting it to centripetal acceleration that increases its velocity. A thin layer of air also appears to stick to the surface of the wing, which is known as the boundary layer. The flow of air within this boundary layer is initially laminar, but becomes more turbulent as its Reynolds number becomes larger due to the increase in distance travelled along the surface of the wing.
When the plane flies in the airflow about a plane produces drag force, opposite to the direction of the movement of the plane. This drag force consists of both from drag and friction drag, and their influence is dependent on how streamlined the plane's design is. Since the plane body can generally be idealized into an elliptical shape, the form drag can be approximated to be roughly 60% and the friction drag to be around 40%. As air flows over the aircraft, the boundary layer transitions from laminar to turbulent. The turbulent boundary layer helps the airflow to attach to the surface for longer, as it has greater momentum to overcome the adverse pressure gradient, which can otherwise cause flow separation. However, when the boundary layer encounters a sufficiently strong adverse pressure gradient, flow separation occurs, leading to the formation of a turbulent wake with eddies that contribute to additional drag.
Plane wings are designed with an airfoil teardrop shape in mind, which functions most optimally in smooth airflow in order to obtain the required lift. However, if planes were to come too close to one another, the eddy flow caused by one plane would affect the other. This eddy flow and turbulence caused by the other plane is deemed as dirty air. This disrupts the laminar flow that is predicted to flow over the wings of the following plane. The air separates from the surface of the wing sooner than expected, reducing the pressure difference and thus reducing lift, affecting a plane's flight.
This effect is also shown in F1 with a slightly different context, where F1 cars loses aerodynamic efficiency in terms of downforce due to the simple difference of riding in clean air as compared to in dirty air. This is the same with American Airlines Flight 587, where the plane ahead left behind a turbulent wake in its path, leaving a section of dirty air in which American Airlines Flight 587 followed. This meant that the smooth laminar airflow that the plane would normally experience was disrupted. So just like an F1 car, without sufficient smooth laminar flow over the wings, aerodynamic efficiency that was previously calculated was lost, and thus not having sufficient lift to fly the plane properly. This led to the captain losing control of the plane, leading to its crash.